What's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about one of my new openers. So, basically, when I go out for the first set, I don't want to go with something too serious, or I don't want to commit to the set unless I know somehow the outcome, like whether she's gonna be into me or whether she's gonna be bitchy. I want to know all these things before I actually commit to the set. So in order to do that, and this strategy is particularly for when you go out to the nightclub or bars or night venue scenes. What I like to do is that I want to approach them, and as the first set, I want to approach with something that I want to walk away with. Like I do not want to commit to the set. I just use it to put me in a good zone, technically, if that makes sense. So I want to approach and I want to say something along the line of either like something kind of funny, but in the same time, like you just say carelessly because you just don't care. You don't even want to, stay in the set. So for example, you see like three girls sitting down and you can just walk to them and say, I'm not going to talk to you tonight. Okay? And then as you're like walking away, you kind of waiting for the answer, but you're not standing there. So you just walk up to them and say, I'm not going to talk to you tonight. And usually they respond with something like, oh, okay. Why don't you want to talk to me tonight? Because some girls, they might want to challenge you on that opener. And sometimes they actually want to qualify themselves, or they want to figure out why you don't want to talk to them. So it kind of hurt them, I guess. It's kind of like a rejection for them because you're opening without showing interest, and that creates some sort of appeal to a girl, like why he's not hitting on me like every other guy, because they feel the power when a guy comes and say like, hey, you look so cute, oh my god, you're so attractive. They get the attention and they feel that power because now they have power over them, because now they are the one who's going to reject them or they're going to accept their compliment or advances or whatever. So when you go to a girl as a first set, don't use it for every single set. This is a bad strategy. I'm talking about only the first set of the night, because you want to get out of your head. You want to open your mouth and start talking so you can socialize later. So the way you do it is you just walk up and say, hey, I'm not going to talk to you tonight. And you do it like literally. You have to do it. You can use this as a strategy to get the girl, but you can use it as a way to get yourself in that zone that you need to be. Like, get that momentum going, and you want it on the positive way, or in a way that you just walking away, you just saying some random bullshit with the purpose of walking away. And what it does is she's gonna most likely challenge you. If she doesn't challenge you, she's like, oh, okay, that means like they don't really care anyway, and they would have rejected you if you just went like direct or even indirect. They would probably say, oh, I have a boyfriend, whatever. So when they do challenge you, that's when you can actually kind of stop, like half a stop. And then, like, I don't know, I could say, for example, because you have a boyfriend, or because you are probably married. I think that's a better line. You're probably married. So you don't fully assume. You just tell her, like, that's how, that's the kind of impression you get. And with marriage, it just brings to her, if she's not married, like, it's gonna bring to her like that fucking fantasy of most girls, at least, they want to get married, or they're thinking about that perfect guy. So she's probably gonna say like, oh, I'm not married, I'm single, or whatever. They're like, oh, nice, I'm single too. And then you could probably say something along the line of, hey, I'm Mark, what's your name? And you can do it in like a social way. Don't do it in a creepy way, or don't still fully commit. Because this is your first set. You probably don't want to pull them, but you kind of want to figure out their logistics. You want to see what they're up to. And from there, you could either decide to stay if she's giving you the indication of interest, or II as they call it in the community, or you could just simply walk away because that was your plan. You didn't approach to commit to a set. You just approach because you want to get into the zone. You want to be the one who chooses to stay or leave. You don't fully commit to a set unless you know there is something for you, unless you know she's gonna be interested in you, she's your type, or she's a good logistic, and she probably wants to go home with any guy, or at least a guy that she first trusts, second she finds attractive, and wouldn't probably she wouldn't feel like regret or feel bad about like telling her friends that yeah I banged this guy. They wouldn't be like, oh, such a loser, right? So you do want to do that as your first opener again for the night game. If you're not feeling like you're in the zone, just open with the intention of walking away. That's a very, very good strategy if you're someone like me who has a big ego, doesn't want to get rejected. So I want to be in charge. I want to be the one who reject or accept a girl. I don't want to be the one who just approach, like any girl and is willing to go home with any chick who just, say, oh yeah, you good enough, I'm gonna fuck you. No, fuck that. I want to be the one in charge. I don't want them to just reject me based on nothing, based on some fucking artificial stuff like looks, like superficial stuff like looks or height or your race or shit like that without knowing you, because that's why usually you get rejected for. They don't know you and they're just judging you based on your looks when you approach them, or your vibe. In most cases, actually it will be the combination of your vibe and your looks. And if you don't have a good vibe and you don't have the good looks, then you're not lucky. That's all I can say. You are not lucky. If you do have both of them, then you're gonna have more good sets than bad sets. So once you approach the first set and with the intention of walking away, you can say, hey, I'm not gonna talk to you tonight. And she's probably gonna say, why? And you just say, because you're probably married. You want to do it with the tone that you want to set for the rest of your night. If you want to be sexual and if you want to be confident, this is your chance, because this set, it's not the set that you want to commit to. So you can be free. That's the whole purpose of this strategy. You want to be free when you approach a girl. And to do that, you might need to have a quick warm-up, maybe 1 or 2 sets, I would say. Because if you're in your head and you want to approach, let's say you see like a really, really hot girl, whether she's like outside or inside, and you're in your head, how are you going to approach? Like usually when you force yourself, you're going to be shaky, your confidence is shaky, you are not loose yet. And when you say hi, I wanted to meet you, what does she look at? First, your appearances. Second, your level of confidence. Third, your vibe. Is your vibe is something positive, she can feel it? Is it something attractive? Is it something creepy? Is it weird? She's going to look at all of these things. And when you approach her and you don't have a confidence, you don't have a very good look, maybe you're average, so it wouldn't be too bad, but it's not also something you can rely on, because there are a lot of better good looking guys probably out. So you cannot just win her over just based on your look. So you need to have the confidence, you need to have the good vibe, whether it's a sexual vibe or just a positive energy, type of energy that people wants to be around. Or you have to be loose and you have to be confident. If you don't have any of these, then you most likely get rejected, because why would she want to talk to you? And one way that you can improve your confidence and your vibe is by opening up and getting loose in the first, I would call it test set or warm up set, that you don't have the intention of staying in. You open them because you want to walk away. So as you're walking away, you can say something as what I just told you, like as basic as, hey, I'm not going to talk to you tonight. And then you kind of, you don't fully expect the response, but you listen to what they say. And if they say something challenging, why don't you want to talk to me tonight? You can then stop and say, because I think you're probably married. Now, why we open the first set like this? Why don't we just go like fully committing? Well, as I just explained, because for most of us, the first set, we are in our head. We haven't been talking to girls probably for like a week. It's like Friday night, you're going out, it's the first night. You're not loose, you're not used to it, you don't have your tone, you don't have your confidence, you don't know your range yet. And I'm talking about the range of voices you can make, because there are so many different ways you can talk. You can be sexual. Hey, how's it going? You can be confident. Hey, how are you doing? You can be loose. Oh yeah, I just came from whatever. You can be funny. Oh, I'm half alien. I don't know. So there are many different ways, many different ranges for your voice. You can sound like funny, confident, sexual. You can sound like any of these, and you don't know your range yet. And based off your personality, you can choose. Does it work better if you're like sexual? Does it work better when you just confidence? And or does it better when you're like funny and loose? So one way that you can find your range, your tone, is by doing this. And also it helps with your flow, the night flow, your momentum. And also once you have this strategy, you can tell in the back of your head you weren't going to say anyway. So whether they reject you, whether it's you fuck off, like you didn't commit. Because you didn't commit, you cannot lose. You didn't want to fucking talk to them, you wouldn't bang them. Or, that's what you told yourself. And when you go in like that, when you go in with the mindset of just going in so you can walk away, it will changes everything. I'm telling you. When I found out about it, I was like, shit, this is way different. This is so fucking different than what most pickup gurus, dating coaches, they teach online. If you look, they all teach about the same thing. Sometimes they talk about warm up. Actually, I would say like Real Social Dynamic back in the day, they used to talk about warm up, or like Julian. He used to say like the first set or first three set doesn't matter, so do whatever. So I don't fully agree with that, because even though I'm approaching a girl and with the planning of walking away, but I'm still aware. I'm still gonna do the same thing if the response is positive. If I can see there is some kind of connection or she's attracted to me, I could still go for the pull. I just go with the intention of not expecting, anything. With the expectation of walking away. So I could practice like being in that mood that I want to be. I want to set the mood for the rest of the night. So once you did that, now you have the judgment call. And this is very important. If you're more experienced, the judgment call would be quite easy to figure out. If you've been going out for a few years, you kind of know what kind of reaction gives you, what kind of result. And you are prepared to deal with whatever comes after it. And if you're not experienced, you probably want to stick a little bit longer. And when you're in doubt whether you don't know she's into you or not, just assume the positive, which is, yes, she's into me. And call your judgment based on that and go from there. So if she's into you, you go to the next steps, which is We figure out the logistic, figure out who she's here with and other stuff, and then sitting the pool, which I talk about in my courses and in my program. I actually tell you step by step how you can figure out whether she's down, whether it's gonna be a problem to pull her, whether her friend's gonna cock block you. You can figure all these things out before you even attempt to pull. So, and then you could still have a normal conversation that build up the attraction or build up the comfort at least. And then with the judgment call, you can go from not wanting to stay in the set because it was the first approach or because it was just a warm up or like a tune-up approach, and you could shift that like very, very quickly if you see the signs. Now, I know some people might disagree with this approach. I'll tell you why, and I will tell you why going like conventionally, it probably is not gonna work, and it's gonna do more bad for your mood and for your flow and momentum than good. So what most dating gurus, they might say, oh, but how do you know they're gonna be receptive or they're gonna be rejecting you? Well, the way they respond. First of all, there's this big misconception that you can pick up any girls, like doesn't matter what, like every girl is down. No, it's absolutely fucking false. Not every girl is down to go home with you. And if you believe every girl is gonna be down to go home with you, you're most likely not gonna pull every night, or you don't pull at all, because you go to every set and you think they're all equal. They are not. There are some girls that are into you naturally, some girls that are not into you naturally, some girls that are like in between, and it would depend on whether you build enough comfort for them to come home with you, even though they may not be like 100% attracted to you, which I had like a bunch of situations like that. So there is a lot more to talk about. And of course, I try to keep this video shorter because I'm putting it on YouTube. And if you're interested to learn more, I will put my email. Send me an email. Tell me about yourself. Tell me your sticking points, where you're from, your age, your occupation, things like that. Just basic information. And then we can chat and I can figure out how I can help you to get better at doing this. All right. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading videos probably every day for the next months. And then after that, I will upload once or twice a week. So like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Cheers.